What's going on, Phantom Army? Is your boy Phantom Stilts, and welcome back once again to a brand new video on the channel. We have not uploaded a video in quite a while to the channel, and I thought the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta, the new Modern Warfare game from Call of Duty that's coming out in October. October 28th is the release date of 2022. Would be a good starting point for us to sort of jump back into reviews and sort of what I think about the game as a whole. Obviously the full game does not release until the 28th of October, but we've had two instances of the beta, one for PlayStation as well as one for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. I did play the one on PC that came out this weekend. It is from the 22nd to the 23rd for early access, and then all of the weekend from the 24th to the 25th, and then I believe it stops on the 26th of September. And the one thing I wanted to go over that I was a real stickler, was going to be a really big stickler of in the beta, and was sort of my last hurrah with Call of Duty at this particular point of emphasis, was the audio, and not just audio for basically audio for the entire game. I felt that Cold War, Black Ops Cold War, Vanguard, as well as not so much Modern Warfare from 2019, but definitely Cold War and Vanguard were very lacking in a few areas, namely the audio and TTK. Now, first I want to touch on the audio. The audio for Vanguard in particular, I don't really remember Cold War. I'd have to play it again in order to figure that out. Vanguard's and Warzone, the audio was absolutely horrendous. It was about as bad as you could possibly get for a first-person shooter game. If you guys have played first-person shooter games in the past, you know how vital audio and footsteps and hearing people and hearing what's going on in the game and sort of using that information to sort of make your next move is vital, absolutely crucial to you doing well in the game. And I will say that Vanguard definitely dropped the ball in that respect. I don't remember a lot about Cold War, Black Ops Cold War. I'd have to go play it again, but that's sort of where the TTK or the time to kill aspect comes in for that game. The TTK in Cold War was absolutely horrendous. It was very fast. I want to say it was almost instantaneous, and I get trying to be really realistic and trying to sort of make that gap a little bit closer as far as realism with a game like Call of Duty that is sort of going the route of being more realistic and trying to sort of stray away from science fiction and things like that with certain developers, and I get that. But you have to make it playable. The TTK in that game was very fast, as well as Vanguard and Warzone, the first instance of Warzone, because we do have Warzone 2.0 coming out with the inception and the release of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Both those instances in games and their respective developers, the TTK was a huge thing I was looking for, as well as the audio. Now, to the good stuff. I have been thoroughly enjoying this beta. For 2 days, I'm not a big solo player. If I play by myself, it's not a lot of things, or it's not a lot of enjoyment. It is to a certain degree, but you can only have so much fun. You can have only so much fun without playing with your friends and things like that. And I'm especially with first-person shooters and games like Call of Duty and Apex Legends and things like that, I like to play with friends. I believe those games are meant to be, they're squad-based, obviously. So you want to play with as many people that you can comm with and communicate with as possible. But I will say, with the Modern Warfare 2 beta, I have had a lot of fun playing solo. Was very impressed with the amount of maps that they were able to release. The maps seem very balanced, typical 3-lane, Call of Duty maps. Infinity Ward and those involved with the game have done a very good job at, making those maps feel fluid. There's obviously some tweaks. They're going to release, I believe, 16 maps at launch, which is going to be really cool. So nothing wrong with the maps there. Maps are fine to me. The TTK in this game, I believe, is a little fast. If they dialed it back just a tad, it wouldn't be as prevalent, I don't think. The TTK seems like it's sort of in that pocket where it's just a little too short and a little bit longer might just make the longevity of the game and a little bit more enjoyable to play. That way you have a little bit more of a, we don't want TTK going the route of Apex Legends in this game. We just don't want that. TTK and Apex Legends is absolutely ridiculous, but that's dealing with shields and different levels of shields and things like that. So just a little bit of tweakage with the TTK, I think, would make a huge difference. And then the other 2 points I wanted to make was obviously the gunplay and the audio. The gunplay in the beta has been very enjoyable. I think it's one of the things that makes the game shine. As well as with the gunplay, the movement goes sort of along with the gunplay. The movement has felt very fluid. And it seems like they've sort of done their homework as far as listening to the community. You know, there's been a lot of community feedback about making the game a little bit more athletic. The dolphin dives were definitely a surprise, a pleasant surprise. Dolphin dives that Call of Duty players have really liked in the past, iterations of the game and the franchise. So I think the dolphin dive was a good addition. And I think it's an addition that they need to keep in the game. I don't know if that's patented by Infinity Ward or those that are involved with the Modern Warfare franchise side of Call of Duty. But the dolphin dive definitely was appreciated. They should definitely keep that in future iterations of the franchise. It's Infinity Ward's side, but Treyarch's side as well as Sledgehammer Games. I think they should take that and sort of run with it, so to speak. And then last but not least, I wanted to touch on the audio. There's not much I can say about the audio in this game as far as negatives. Footsteps are clean. They're very, very easy to hear. You almost have to, they're almost too loud, which is a huge, huge, huge improvement from the previous 2 iterations of the games that I spoke of, which is Call of Duty Cold War. Like I said, I don't remember the footstep audio in that game. I do remember, however, the Vanguard and Warzone, now coming out with Warzone 2.0, the Warzone footsteps and the audio in general, and the audio in Vanguard, to be specific, are absolute trash. There's no way around it. I've played enough of those 2 games to realize that if there's somebody within 20 feet of you, you're not going to hear them. It's just the audio pockets and the way that they do the audio design, absolute crap. It's absolute crap. And with this iteration of Call of Duty, with the Modern Warfare 2 beta, I've felt the exact opposite. I feel like it's very clean. It's very easy to hear. They've sort of balanced out the sort of need to know audio sources, such as like the footsteps, where gunfire is coming from. Even the audio pockets of dialogue, when players are, players on the opposing team or your team are saying things to you, just like that auditory, there's a guy over here reloading, that kind of stuff. You can sort of hear where people are at on the map now, and it's very, very refreshing to hear those audio cues balanced with the environment of the game, such as like the explosions going off, gunfire. You can still hear pretty cleanly the audio and the footsteps and things like that. So I guess in summation, I'm really enjoying this beta. There's 2 more days. There's the 24th and the 25th to play the rest of the beta and sort of get acquainted with the game before its release on the 28th. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. I was very skeptical, and I told numerous people that are close to me and that I game with on a regular basis that this was sort of my last effort to give Call of Duty the benefit of the doubt, and so far so good. They are proving to me as a consumer that's going to end up buying the game that they're listening to the community. They've sort of rectified what they've sort of stepped on their toes with in the past 2 iterations of the franchise, aka Cold War and Vanguard. And I think this is going to be, I wouldn't go so far as a renaissance of or a sort of a coming out party for Call of Duty. I wouldn't go that far. They sort of got to impress me with the full build, and we still have to see what Warzone 2.0 comes out like, what it's sort of. November is actually the release date for late November is the release date for Warzone 2.0. And that's going to be the true test of the audio, the gunplay, the TTK, and the movement that I spoke about in the beta. But make sure to like and subscribe. You guys are brand new to the channel. I'm going to be streaming exclusively on YouTube from now on. So I have memberships and things like that I've just recently activated. So if you want to join the channel, there is a join button right below the video, or right near the description, right where you would subscribe to the channel. There's 3 tiers of membership. There's the $2.99, $6.99, and $24.99. Each have their own perks respectively. But if you guys are interested in doing that, make sure to like, subscribe. If you guys like the video, make sure to share it and sort of get this around if you think it would benefit anybody that's sort of on the fence as far as buying Modern Warfare 2 when it comes out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.